Perla, thank you so much for coming on. First of all, how are you? It must feel crazy, at the moment, winning Squid Game. How does it feel to have that title as well at the moment?
Oh gosh. I'm feeling really good. I feel like the first week was obviously insane and getting all these messages and your life just changes overnight was crazy. To have the Squid Game winner title, I don't know, but like it fits. I love Squid Game. Like I was a big Squid
Yeah.
Game fan. So like when my brother and I always like when we watched a Korean drama, like we were always like we would win Squid Game. Like we would win Squid Game. So
Mm.
it was just like I don't know, like it feels like familiar grounds.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just insane to wear that crown, isn't it? It's pretty
Yeah,
incredible.
it's also like funny because it's like I've known for like 10 months. So it's like I feel like I've had time to like process,
Okay.
everything that went down when I won. But like I feel like now I'm reacting to everyone's reaction to me winning.
Mm.
So it's like it's not like I'm like, oh yeah, like oh my God, I can't believe I won. It's like, no, I know that, but like now it's like I can't believe the different like narratives of like, oh, Perla won or Perla won.
Yeah, yeah. That's crazy. I mean, I know you said you watched it with your brother, but what made you apply for the show originally? Like, was there sort of like an inspiration behind it apart from watching the show itself?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's contrary to belief. I was not an industry plant. I
Okay,
keep getting
okay.
those
Yeah,
messages.
there's a lot of those conspiracies out there, isn't
Yeah,
there?
it's like literally annoying. But we actually applied pretty late. Well, we applied pretty late. Basically, what happened was that I got lit one night with my one of my best friends, and she dared me to apply to Love Island. And so I was like, hell yeah, like I'm gonna go on Love Island. Like
Mm,
they need to have curvy girls, like plus size girls. And like this will be so fun. And I applied and I heard back like the next day. And they were like really excited, but I think stuff didn't work out. I think, there's a lot of stuff like mental health and bullying. Like, people are like really harsh online, and I've seen that from
mm,
just even Squid Game. So I think like it didn't work out. So then that same casting director called me like months later after I was doing like this shitty like modeling job. It was like low paying. I did not like the set, and I was like kind of being like, oh my God, like what am I doing in my life? Like
mm,
I need, and I was like kind of like money was so slow, like it was a slow era of modeling. And I was like, what am I doing? And then I get a call from like the guy, and I was like, this is so random. He's like, hey, like I'm casting for this new show. Like, have you ever watched Squid Game? I was like, I love Squid Game. He's like, well, I don't know if you know, there's a reality. Like, do you want to apply? And I was like, hell yeah. I didn't even know
mm.
there was a reality version. So
Okay.
then he's like, oh, okay, I'll text you the application. And then I was like, okay. And then I texted it to Jeffrey, my brother, and I was like, you should apply. And then I text the guy and I'm like, by the way, I have a brother. Can you apply? He's like, yeah, hell yeah.
Mm.
And so we just got pitched as like a sibling pair. And we didn't even know that they were like they were trying to like get a lot of pairs this season. There were like 19 pairs. So that's how we ended up on the show.
Wow, well, so was there sort of like a debate between Love Island and Squid Game at the time then? Was you sort of trying to pick between the both, or
No,
did
like
Love Island just
Love
get
Island
more
hadn't
attention?
worked out already. I think like when I got the call to apply for Squid Game, Love Island was already filming at that
Mm,
point. So I knew that I wasn't gonna be like they were like, if you don't get a call by June, you're not going.
mm,
So already knew that wasn't gonna work out. So I was just like the moment I heard we were going to Squid Game, I was like, hell yeah, like I'm going.
mm. Was
Yeah.
the paperwork quite a lot of processing for you? Like, was that quite a lot to take in? Yeah, like
So
the NDAs, was that quite a lot to
like
handle?
after winning.
Yeah, yeah, after and before. Yeah.
Yeah, I got lucky that I got to tell my mom, dad, and brother
Mm,
because usually you just get like one phone call.
mm,
And I originally get one phone call when I like right after the final game. And I called my mom and it was the craziest phone call I've ever made in my life.
mm,
So I think just by having like my family, at least because I'm really close to my family, so like at least telling them was like good enough. But it was a little crazy because, like again, like modeling, this has been another slow year for modeling. So
yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
I know I have all this money coming, but right now I'm like, all I can think about is that money, but I don't have it. So it's like, it was like a weird year in that sense of like,
Mm.
I know there's secure financial security, but I don't have it right now.
Well, you're still doing the modeling now, though, aren't you? You're still signed to an agency. I think it's Storm. I saw on your CV.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
yeah. I've heard about the
London.
company. It's a big company, isn't it? So yeah.
Yeah, it started in London. The director of my agency is her mom like discovered like Kate Moss, and
Oh
they're like
wow.
very British,
Wow.
like yeah, very she's very British. Like when we have meetings, she's very like
Mm.
straightforward.
Okay. Moving on, going on to the Squid Game, there's going to be a lot of topic about that. Did you have a game plan going in, or were you just like figuring out as you went along with your brother? Like, yeah, what was the routine behind that for you?
Um, we didn't have any like, okay, my game plan, it sounds very corny, but it was like I'm gonna be myself. Like
Mm,
I know I'm very social. My people skills are really good. And I'm like, contrary to other beliefs, I play sports. So I felt comfortable in like any physical thing.
yeah.
Um, and then in terms of like when it was funny because I was just talking to my brother about this. We were filming a YouTube video, when we entered the room for pentathlon, we swore we were never gonna play that. I was like, there's no way they were gonna like make us like tie our feet together and like play those games. And then we walked in there, I was like, I did not practice a single of these
Mm,
games. So
mm,
like and it was funny because like my group was like old like older people, and so they were like, yeah, none of us are kicking Perla, so you're gonna have to kick.
yeah,
And I was
yeah.
like, well, I played soccer, so I was like, okay, well, I can, I can kick. I can do
Mm,
3 kicks. So I think I was just going with the vibe. Like, I think I am a very lucky girl. And I'm also skilled, contrary to beliefs, because
mm,
people are like, there's just a lot of narratives online of like who they think I am. And it's like I actually had so many different skills. And I think my strategies, like just I think the thing that made me a good player is that I'm very good at adapting to things. For
mm,
example, like there's for example circle of trust. I didn't have to go and no one put a box on my desk. People are like, like circle of trust, like you didn't have to do anything. I was like, yeah, it's just it was um who I like people not putting a box on my desk is a skill. Like
mm,
I got people knew not to put a box on my desk, one, because I was guessing people right, and two, everyone liked me. So it was like no one was gonna put a box on my desk. Like,
mm,
and people think that like, oh, like, well, you got to pass easily. It's like, no, there's a reason why no one put a box on my desk because they knew not to.
yeah.
So it's like I think that my strategies, like for example, another thing that I did during Circle of Trust is that whenever like we got our bandages on and the music was playing, like I would sit up really straight and nod my head and like exude confidence, even though I did not know what the hell I was doing.
Mm,
And then the moment the music would stop, I would like crouch down and like look like I was like not doing that, so
yeah,
that the
yeah.
person that was putting out the box knew not to mess around with me.
Yeah, yeah.
So like I think there was like game strategy like that. Another thing that people don't talk about is that everyone started copying the way I rolled the dice during Slice and Ladders. I had a
Okay.
very specific way of rolling my dice, and that's why I kept rolling sixes. And towards the end, when I was like the last team to want to like we were fighting for the last spot to go through. Um, I literally rolled every number that I wanted. I needed a one, I
Mm,
rolled a one. I needed a three, I rolled a three. I needed a six, I rolled a six. So there was a lot of things that you don't get to see like of me as a player, but like I had strategy all over that
mm.
competition.
Would you say the production team are like quite good at covering up what's really going on then for the show? Like, yeah.
I think it's like tough because there's so much story. There's 24 hours.
Mm,
I think the first few days I was so frustrated because I was like, oh my God, production, like you just showed me crying the whole time. Like
yeah,
that did
yeah,
not
yeah.
happen. Like I was just like, I was cracking jokes probably 24/7 more than
Mm,
I was shedding some tears.
that's
Um,
interesting. Yeah,
yeah, and it's really funny. I think, they have to serve a narrative, and it's like
yeah, and a
I'm this
personality as
telling,
well. Yeah.
which I am. Like I'm a very passionate and emotional person, and I think that is part of who I am, but it's also like I'm a jokester. I was leading like theater games in the dorm. I was like catching, we were playing catch with socks. Like there was a lot of things that they were not show. I know it's a TV show, so they can't show everything, but I would just show a little bit of more of my strategy and like me as a
Yeah,
game.
yeah, and the lighter side of the personality as well, I suppose. Like the more,
Yeah.
yeah,
Like I
happier
think that I
side.
added
Yeah,
like 3 jokes that I cracked there because I
yeah,
had the people in the mivs, like the confessionals, I had those people rolling with jokes.
mm,
They were like, you're so funny. I was like, thank
yeah,
you.
yeah. How did you decide who to trust or team up with? Like, what was your strategy going into that side of it as well? Because that can be a challenge in itself. Because a lot of people are probably quite backstabbing in the shows behind closed doors as well. Yeah,
Um,
unless I
I feel
judged it wrong, I don't know. Everyone could be really nice for all I know. But yeah, yeah,
no, and the thing is, again, like I said, I'm a very big people person, and
mm,
like I think my first instinct is to trust people, and like, I went into the game just hoping for the best and like also like being myself and being the person that I am, a nice person. So I expect everyone to live their life like that,
mm,
which is maybe naive, but I think you should we're signing up for a reality show competition. Like obviously it's a lot of money in the line, but it's like, okay, you don't have to lose your like your sense of self. So I think, the people I met, I feel like I have a good sense of like who's genuine or not.
Mm,
And I honestly I literally liked everybody in there. Like
yeah,
even before me and Steven had like a little tussle and Kate, like we got along. Like we were talking in the dorms, like all these things, like even after our beef and like the apologies and stuff, like we were cool. So I think, as intellectual, you know that like games bring out the worst in people
yeah,
sometimes, especially when
yeah,
there's money in the line. So I think, you can't stress too much. That's why at a certain point during Slice and Ladders, like I was like, okay, I'm done beefing with Steven because
yeah,
you're
yeah.
actually messing up my game right
Yeah,
now.
that was a big moment, wasn't it? That was a big argument
Yeah,
at that time. Yeah.
yeah. And I was like, for example, like when I got that card that it was like send someone to the beginning of the game, I could have stayed in my like angry era and been like,
Okay, that makes
Steven,
sense.
go to the front, like F you. But I was like, no, like actually, you're messing up my game. It doesn't make sense for me to send you to the front. It makes sense for me to send the pink
Mm,
team. And even when I do play with strategy, I still get shitted on, which
yeah,
is really,
yeah,
but it's like, and, I can't, it was obviously frustrating and annoying at the moment, but it's like, I've talked to Kate about it a lot, and it's just like, there's a lot on the line, and, you don't know how you're going to act till you're in the moment. So I can't hold
yeah,
that against anyone because this is not a reflection of who you are 24/7.
yeah, yeah. And for the moment with Stephen, how did you sort of contain your emotions and transition yourself to go like staying calm? Because like it still must have been like quite a high pressured moment for that scene.
Um, you know, I think when the Steven stuff was happening, I think negative energy throws me off.
Mm,
And that's why like I was so frustrated and like I think I was just when I get frustrated, like Troy.
mm,
So I was like annoyed and it was like I kept just thinking about him and not about the dice that I was rolling and even like I think that yeah they showed it when Faith and Deja brought me to the top with them to join them on the top and then I rolled like a 2 or 1 and I
yeah,
went right back down. It was because I was so distracted by like everyone's energy and I was like, I need to focus. Um,
yeah,
Obviously they didn't show this, but there was a break between, there's breaks between games sometimes when they're really long, just so like people can
yeah,
use the bathroom and like, um, and I was like the bottom of the board and I was doing so bad. I was literally like, I'm going home. Like my brother just sacrificed himself to let me stay here.
mm,
I even thought about there was a time that I took a slide and I even thought about taking the wrong one so I could just get eliminated. Because I was like, I'm mentally tired. Like I'm tired. I'm
yeah,
tired of Steven grilling me. Like I was like, this is too much.
yeah. Everyone
Um,
looks really drained at that moment in that episode. Like
yes,
specifically, it looked quite full on for everyone.
yeah. So after that break, I like one of the people in production was just like, you need to breathe.
Mm,
Perla, like breathe. And I was like, actually, hell yeah, I need to breathe.
mm,
This game is not about anybody else. I need to get through those doors. And so when it was the last team that passed before me, I was like, oh my God, there's three. But like I knew that I was gonna pass. Like I was just like, okay, now all I gotta do is focus
mm,
because no one's rolling this dice but me.
yeah,
So it was just like I need to stop thinking about everybody else and think about myself. And that's my problem is that like I'm very empathetic, and so I was thinking about even like my like Mackenzie, like who was in the Aqua team,
mm,
her who was also taking a lot of slides. Like I was taking her stress because I was like, no, don't
yeah,
keep
yeah,
taking slides. But then it's like, wait, I'm actually competing against you.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I don't want you to take a slide, but I'm also like, I don't. I it's like
Still,
it's
still
bitter.
felt concerned for the other players in a way. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, and it's like Mackenzie messaged me because there was a line in the show where she like wished that I like didn't roll something so that like I wouldn't pass, and it's like she was like, "I'm so sorry," like that. I was like,
Mm,
"Girl, I would feel the same way
yeah.
if you were like at the top and rolled. I wanted you to roll a 1 so like you could roll the way down so I could pass." So it's like it's funny. It's just it's competition. If you're an athlete, like that it's just like
Yeah.
you want the best for people, but you also want to be the best.
Yeah. No, of course. Did you notice other players' weaknesses and use them to your advantage as well? Would you say, or yeah, or was it just yeah?
Um, Let me
I
think.
don't want
I
to put you
think
on the spot, but yeah.
no, I will. This is funny, but it's like this is that it obviously was not in the show because it was off production.
Mm,
But sometimes before games, you get to practice like either throwing the shuffleboard puck or like the red light, green light. We all got to go in the room by ourselves and run like
mm,
a practice like a run. Um, Me as an attentive person, I was listening to everyone's run during red light, green light. I was like, everyone was talking. I was like, um, and
Yeah.
I heard Steven and Vanessa running really fast. And I was like, they're gonna lose. Because I
Mm,
was like, this game is not about speed, it's about stillness. And long and behold, they both got eliminated for going too fast. So like, not that I used it to my advantage, but it helped me calm down because I was like, this is not how you play Red Light Green Light. I've played Red Light Green Light
mm,
since I was like 2 years old.
yeah, yeah.
Um, it's
Okay,
like it
yeah.
was my game. It was like my game. So I think another thing I maybe I was like it's funny because I'm like some people are like Perla manipulated people with her tears, but the way that I actually did manipulate people, I don't even know if it actually did anything. But I remember when they brought the piggy bank down and it was just like the five or four of us.
Mm,
Um, like everyone was touching it, and I was like, I'm not touching that.
yeah, yeah.
That money, that's jinxing it. Like that money's gonna touch my bank account. I
Mm.
said that.
To be
Honestly,
fair, also Stephen was quite distant from it as well, a little bit, weren't he?
yeah,
So he must have
yeah.
picked up the same vibe as you.
But I think like he low-key did touch. I don't. I think like
Okay.
most people did touch it, but maybe I'm like. But I remember at least like Vanessa and Deidre touched it. But I said that, and it was just like.
Mm, yeah, yeah,
But I
yeah,
was like, I mean, I'm for superstitious, but I was like, I was trying to get people's heads.
yeah, yeah. How long was the game filmed for Red Light, Green Light? Like, was it quite a long time? Out of interest.
It wasn't obviously as long as like when the 456 people from season one played it. I
Okay,
low-key want to say like without the like Deja's like injury, it was probably an hour.
okay.
But with her injury, like I got it taken away for like some time. So yeah, like an hour.
Mm.
I honestly
Yeah,
cannot. It felt like 17 hours.
yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah. So you were pausing for quite a long time as well then when the music.
yeah, I actually maybe it was longer because I think we stopped for like 15 to 20 minutes each
Mm,
time. Yeah, but like that's why I picked like I will say I think I had the best position to stop. Like I had my stopping was like I'm not like picking a position where my arms are up or like anything uncomfortable because
mm,
I'm gonna stand here for a minute. So I need to always like cross my arms and hold my wrists together.
mm. Wow, that's crazy. Do you think the whole show would have went the same way if Trinity didn't sacrifice himself? Do you think you still would have got through and won? Either way.
Yeah. I keep on getting a lot of messages being like, and I love Trinity. He's
Yeah.
a lot of people are commenting like, you better give Trinity some money. Like, he because if it wasn't for him, you wouldn't have won. Who says I wouldn't have picked the right coin?
Mm,
It's like this is a very what if situation. It's like all of Squid Game is very what if. What if like someone stayed in ball in the cup for 30 minutes and we never passed that game? Like
mm,
there's just all these things of like, oh, you wouldn't have passed it, this happened. It's like that's bullshit.
mm.
Obviously I'm very thankful for Trinity because he guaranteed a spot in the
Yeah,
finale,
yeah, that's a
but
better way of putting it. Mm,
that doesn't mean that I would have not made it because I could have easily guessed the right coin. And if I didn't guess the right coin, I could have fooled Vanessa to pick the wrong coin.
mm.
Do I think it would be different? Oh my God, I think Trinity would have been so good at red light, green light. I honestly like could see Trinity and I being the last two for red light,
Yeah.
green light because of like I think we both would have understood that this game is about stillness. And he looks pretty fast. Like the thing is, I used to sprint in track, so I can sprint really fast. But I was like, doesn't matter right now. This is like a stillness game.
Mm, yeah, no, of course. Did you not have like, fear though of like delay when you're stopping or like running too fast? Did you not sort of have the fear of doing either one? If that makes sense.
Um, Maybe the going slow when I realized how far ahead Steven
Mm,
was, I was like, damn, am I going too slow? Like, am I focused too much on stillness? But I would always stop like 2 seconds before the song finished to like guarantee that I had a
yeah.
full stop. Um, but yeah, I think if anything, I was worried that I was going too slow. But I knew that it's like what is that? The story with the like the slow wins the race, like the slow hair, whatever it
Yeah,
is.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I wouldn't
Yeah,
know.
it's like I was like slow and steady wins the race.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, 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 that's
Yeah.
the one. Did you have any sort of secret strategies as well that helped you get ahead with
Mm,
games?
let me think. Secret strategies that help me get ahead. Um, I think I was a pretty like vocal about the things I was doing. Like, um, I feel like I play the game pretty fair. Like, for example, even like with Circle of Trust, like I knew no matter what, I was never gonna turn against my alliance, even if it meant me getting eliminated. Um, I think the I don't even know what the most secret thing about the game was when my brother and I initially went in as a hidden pair that didn't last at
Mm,
all. But I think besides that, there wasn't a lot of secrecy. I think the secrecy was like maybe like Deja and I were like, "Ah, Steven, if we got a chance to eliminate him, he's gone."
mm,
But obviously we were being nice to him because he didn't want to make it so obvious that we were like, not in an alliance with him.
mm.
Um, but I don't know. I feel like I played a pretty like open game. Like I feel like if you asked me how I felt with somebody, I'd be like, yeah, they're
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Or yeah, so I don't know.
Okay. Did you expect it to be you guys as a top five going in before, like, or was you thinking other people like that were gonna join you? Yeah,
I mean, I really wanted originally my brother to be the top
yeah,
five
yeah.
of
Of
me,
course,
but
yeah.
that would have been crazy.
Mm,
Um, I definitely wanted Zoe to be top five with me. That's why like another reason I crashed out during
yeah.
slides and ladders. But I think once you know what, I feel like the top five makes total sense.
Mm,
We all had such different journeys to where we got and such different lives. And I think it showed a very diverse, like, I think a lot of people are like, oh my God, like this person doesn't deserve to win because, for example, like Steven, they're like, no, he doesn't deserve to win because he's a millionaire. It's like, well, everyone's he got accepted on
mm,
this game. He could win money. There's no limit to
yeah.
how much money you can make in your life.
He could have been a
So
billionaire if he wanted.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So it's like, I think it made sense. Like, yeah, like sometimes rich people keep getting richer. Like,
Mm,
I think that's the cool part about Squid Game. It's that, like, it's so human. Like, and that's my favorite thing about it is like when you were meeting people in the dorm, it's like it felt so human because we had no phones, no distractions. So it's like you getting to know people. And it's like there was a lot of reflection of the real world out there. It's like, yeah, there's this millionaire who's like a little sneaky and like kind of
mm,
mean and he's like, oh, I'm actually gonna make it to the end and get the money and like it's just like that happens in real life, so it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
and then it's just funny that like I beef with him because it's like he is things that I'm like ugh about and
Mm,
now me and Steven are actually really cool, but it's just funny, like I think that there's a lot of like moral dilemmas of who deserves to win, who doesn't. It's like this is a game and
yeah, yeah,
anybody can win and anybody can lose.
yeah. Were you prepared mentally though for the instant win of money? Like, how did that feel to you when your name was announced as the winner? Like, yeah, going back to that time.
um I was like I don't even know how I felt. Like it was just like I kind of my mind went blank. I like when they made me walk up to the front man. I actually like he came out and I stood there for like 5 minutes being like, what am I supposed to be doing right now?
Mm,
And player 7, so you can walk up.
yeah,
I was in total shock. I think the only thing running through my brain was like, I need to call my mom. I need to call my mom like right now. Like I don't care about the myths and the interviews. Like I need to call my
mm,
mom. And I think the coolest moment was that there was the people that put our squid vests on. There was like this really hot guy that always put our squid vest on,
yeah,
and every time he would put my squid vest on, I'd be like, because they had to like activate it to like link it to whatever the system is, and I would be like, don't activate it because it's never gonna pop.
mm,
And so when he took my squid vest off for the last time, he was just like, wow, you manifested that, like that's so exciting. And I was like, and that's when I was like, oh my God. I've been speaking everything into existence. Like everything leading up to the game and during the game and the way I spoke about the game like became true. And so like that was like I was just like, oh my God, like I need to start trusting my gut
mm,
with no like without questioning myself, you know?
yeah. Wow, it's so inspiring. I mean, like, how has winning changed your life as well? Like, not in too much detail. I mean, you don't have to give away it all. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, financially, it will change my life. I don't have the money yet, but it's coming
Okay,
soon.
okay, well, okay,
If
that's
I
good.
know people are wondering that online. There's contracts, there's
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
there's
did
stuff
hear.
to do.
I did.
But yeah, I financially, of course, is gonna change my life. I'm excited to start looking for houses for my mom,
Mm,
um, and my dad. I think it has changed my life in the sense of like. I was always like a risk taker in college and like high school. And I think when I got to my 20s and I was in the real world, I was, you start second guessing yourself more because you see like people your age being super successful and you're like, wait, why am that's not happening to me? And then I did this one thing that like shook my reality up a little bit and changed my life. And even if I hadn't won, like just even being there was just like, oh my God, like I have so much free will.
Mm,
Why am I not using it at all times, you know? Like I could have easily been like, oh yeah, I watch cricket, but I don't really want to apply to that because I don't, like I majored in film, so I'm not like a big reality person. So I
mm,
was like, I used to be like reality shows, oh, like I don't know. So just to shake my reality up and like try something new and like unexpected, like really has changed my life. So I think from now on, I'm not saying no to things that that are like exciting or like a little,
mm,
I'm not saying no to things that are scary anymore, because you just never know where they're gonna lead you. Um, I'm so happy. Obviously, I went on this thing not only because I won, but because like I got to experience something really cool with people that like I would have never met, and also like with my brother, and like it's just like I think the coolest thing was like it reminded me how much my brother means to me and like how much I trust him. Like it is literally
mm,
like he trusts me. And I think I always trust my brother a lot. And like not that I never thought my brother didn't trust me, but he how much he believes in me was like so apparent in the show. And seeing him back, I was just like, damn, like this is really my ride or die.
mm. Wow, wow. How are you handling social media? I know you mentioned it at the start, but like, how are you handling that side of it? Is it quite challenging, traumatizing, or yeah, or is it quite okay for you?
I think there's so much love. Like and I
Okay,
think,
that's good.
there's obviously so many people that are inspired and happy and I love obviously the freaking 1% of haters. It's really easy to like look at those messages and I think for me it's like more like they think they're hurting my feelings. They're never doing that. What I struggle with is like the control of it. Like I like people making up narratives of like things that are not true or like speaking for us. Like Mingle was scripted. It's like you were not there. Like what are
Mm,
you talking about?
yeah.
I think that's where I struggle with. It's like when people say things that are like not true. That's where I'm like whatever. I think there's been a lot of like mean people, like racist, fat
Yeah.
phobic people, like misogynistic, and it shows me, it makes me sad because I don't get sad where I'm like, oh my God, like I'm ugly and I'm fat and like I don't think like that. I more think like it is really sad that like you go on the internet and you like spew hate like this, and it just shows me how miserable people are.
Mm,
Um, it's just like it makes me like cringe a little bit for them. But honestly, like sometimes it's easy to ignore it, but sometimes it's really nice to answer them, be like your mom.
yeah.
Like, just
Yeah.
like answer them, like they'll be like, you're ugly. I'm like, your mom.
Yeah.
So it's sometimes fun to troll back, but it
Okay.
takes a lot of energy to like let them in. So
Have Squid Games, but like, and Netflix been supportive with that side of it? Have they been emotionally supportive? Like,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
with what you
I
need.
have I have a lot of support, I have a therapist,
Okay. Oh wow. Yeah,
and
that'd be needed, I think.
yeah, and a wellness person, like the wellness team always talks to me like every day. Yeah, and it's also like I have the best response to the haters.
Mm,
I'm a millionaire.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
in like the narrative like, oh, well, you got handed your win. It's like, babe, I won the game. Like, and there's
Mm,
this point blank period. And that
mm,
might seem cocky to people, but it's like I literally like had the same experience that everyone else did, and I'm just a lucky girl.
mm. It doesn't matter if you're cocky. I mean, like, you can take it and you can use it, can't you? That's what you're titled as
Yeah,
now. So it's
I'm
like,
answering with dollar signs
yeah.
now.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. What do you plan on doing for yourself? Like, in the future, like, do you have brand opportunities and stuff? Yeah.
Yeah, I want to I think now that the shows like things are calming down, like I need to focus back on modeling and
Mm,
I definitely want to travel this year
yeah.
because that's like my favorite thing to do. Um and yeah, I'm gonna get a boob job like
You're
like
fine as
that's
you
like
are.
yeah, that's like my no, that literally I was like, but it was like my like one thing that I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna spend money on that because I
Okay.
can, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think honestly, like that money is not for like my life is not gonna change much in like a everyday thing. Like I'm not gonna be like spending $10,000 a day. Like that's not
Mm,
the thing. It's like the financial security of it all that like my bills are paid. I don't have to like
yeah,
stress about it. I can focus on my writing and writing scripts and my writing my book. So
yeah. I don't want to
yeah.
go into too much detail, like continuing on about like winnings, obviously, but
And then
is it sort of like controlled by an accountant? Like, are you gonna sort of have it controlled that way so
yeah.
you can, yeah, so they can guide you? Yeah.
Yeah, Netflix connected me to a bunch of financial advisors. I met
Oh
with a
wow.
bunch of them. And I picked a company. I've been already talking to them, preparing for like the winnings bit.
Mm,
Most of it literally will be going into investments, which is
that's
I
good.
don't I'm trying to learn about it, but I'm
Yeah.
part of the partnership with that company is that a lot of education comes with it, which is really cool. So yeah, I will have an allowance basically for the
Amazing.
people that want to know when people are coming like, don't blow your money. It's like, don't worry, I'm not
Yeah,
even gonna be
don't
allowed
worry.
to.
Yeah, because it could easily go, couldn't it? I mean, like
Yeah,
it could
and
go
I'm
in
splitting it with
seconds
my
still.
brother. Yeah, so I'm splitting it with my
Mm,
brother, so it's like not even like I'm
wow.
not gonna be balling the way people think I'm balling.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. Wow. Perla, thank you so much for coming on. I'm not sure if there's anything else you wanted to, spill the tea with for Squid Game. I
Um,
mean, I'm not sure if there's inside gossip you've got. Yeah,
I'm just telling people that comment and be like, should I apply? I think you should apply. It
yeah.
doesn't hurt to apply. And if when you go, like guys, also this is for the emotional gangsters. If you are someone who cries really easily and are just an emotional person, that don't stop yourself from applying on a show that's so high intensity because you could win.
Mm, it's good. It's good. I like that. If you played again, what would you do differently? Just quickly as well.
Mm, I would do everything the same way I did it.
Okay,
I would
that's
go
good.
in the same way I went in the first day.
Yeah.
Obviously, it would be kind of like Steven, where like, Steven, I think played kind of like, well, if I don't win, I still have millions back home.
Mm,
I think there was be a level of less stress, but I think everything else I would play the same way. I would
okay.
still be freaking out. I would still be nervous. I would still be frustrated at people, like, or
Mm.
frustrated at myself. So,
And have you got any advice for future contestants? Finally.
um, watch your mouth. Like, there's instances where people were like, being too honest about their like game plan that was a little like off. Like,
Okay.
I'm stabbing you from the front now. Like
Yeah.
things like that. It's like you could have thought that.
Mm,
Just be careful with what you say because obviously it all
yeah.
comes back to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully, people have been honest in the interviews as well, and
It's like, yeah, it's like be
Yeah.
honest, but like if you're gonna be a little, I don't want to say evil, but like a little harsher, like maybe
Mm,
like choose different words or like keep it mute.
yeah. Of course. Amazing. Thank you so much for coming on. I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.